Hello ladies and gentlemen, just got to thank PlayAsia quickly for this video because I wouldn't have been able to afford this game if they didn't exist. If you want to support me and the channel and make things a little bit easier, you can use the PlayAsia affiliate link below and the coupon code BLUEVITA to not only save a little bit of money, but to help me out in the process. And I'm also going to thank the patrons. So thanks to Alan, Billy, Blizz, Brett, Caleb, Chen, Christoph, David, Edia, Eric, Gary, Joey, the other Joey, Christopher, Matthew, Miguel, Mike, Mathaldu, Rodrigo, Sagchief, and Z for their support. Enjoy the video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I really wish I was recording that. See that boat on the very bottom right corner of the screen? It was bouncing across the ground like a bloody frisbee. It was amazing, but yes, this is Just Cause 4. Allow me to summarize my feelings about Just Cause 4 with a very specific noise. Yeah, no, that'll do it. That'll do it. End of the video. Goodbye, everybody. No, this is... It's another disappointment, if I'm being perfectly honest. I loved Just Cause 2. I think Just Cause 2 is one of the best examples of just making it good to destroy things, and Just Cause 3 and 4 have just both been massive, massive disappointments for me. So we'll go have a quick look around at everything that we can change in the settings here. There's really not that much that's out of the ordinary. You can change the controls for all the keyboard stuff, which is good. But personally for me, I'm just sticking with the controller for this one because I've been using controllers for every Just Cause game and the control scheme makes more than enough sense. And you've got your graphics settings here. As you can see, I've got everything on basically maximum and I'm doing alright. However, I have heard that this game is broken for a lot of people and I have run into my fair share of graphical bugs. My weirdest one was that most of the game's special effects were only rendered in the top 2/3 of the screen. In the top left corner, I should say. So there was this rectangle where all the effects were rendered properly, and then outside of it, everything looked absolutely terrible. I don't know what caused that. And there have been a couple of other minor bugs, but stuff I normally wouldn't bring up outside of that. So, yeah, I've heard this game is really buggy to the point where it's actually got a mostly negative score on Steam right now, which is kind of ridiculous, but at the same time there are reasons why I don't like this game that are more than enough reason to give it that mostly negative score. Hello, melee attack. God, yeah, you really don't like animals, do ya? So yeah, there's the random boat that just ended up on the shore for absolutely no reason. What's that about? What are all these animals doing here? I thought they would have died when the... Well, that boat is really giving it its all, isn't it? Is the guy still in there? Maybe. Well, there you go. So, we're in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea why. We seem to spawn in the weirdest of places whenever you either fast travel or die. I mean, fast traveling makes enough sense, but when you die, you often spawn 1.5 kilometers away from where you actually want to be, and it's absolutely bizarre. So, let's go and have a look around, shall we? We've got a J mission there, but the J missions are honestly boring as sin. We're not going to worry about them. So, here's our map. It's got this weird little system going on called the Frontline system. Army Frontline, something like that. And when you do enough damage to specific areas, you'll earn squads, and you can move them into these different areas in order to unlock them, which will let you move on to other places. So, if I have a squad here, I can move a squad in and take over this area, and it'll let me get supply drops faster and also unlock the RPG. We can also do missions like, say, the Tulu Sprint here in order to unlock an area to be moved into. We've also got another training mission over here which we can do when we go over there, I should say, because it's going to take us a little bit of time to get there. So I guess for now I can demonstrate the game's movement mechanics because this is Just Cause. It wouldn't be Just Cause if it didn't have a ridiculous bunch of movement mechanics. So this is the wingsuit. it's actually pretty awesome. Admittedly, the best part about Just Cause 3 was the wingsuit, and Just Cause 4 feels almost like... Yeah, that was going to happen eventually. Just Cause 4 feels almost identical to Just Cause 3's wingsuit. And of course, it's also got the parachute, which, again, also feels almost identical. So, there you go. It's, these traversal systems were actually pretty satisfying, but my one problem with the wingsuit in this game is that there's a lot of small and annoying objects that can absolutely get in the way and cause you to go straight first into them. It's entirely possible to kill yourself simply by hooking up your tether here, holding the left trigger, and running into something really quick like that. That is entirely possible. So, you do want to be a little bit careful when you're using the... You do want to be a little bit careful when you're using that. And as you can see, we went from 7 kilometers to 6 kilometers really easily. Again, the auto spawn just doesn't seem to do much for you in the way of just putting you somewhere relatively sensible. So we can continue on like this. I will do this for like another minute or so just to show off the parachute, the grappling hook, and the wingsuit, because admittedly, this is a pretty satisfying way to travel, and it always has been, but it's also got the secondary effect of making the... Wow, I didn't even see that. It's also got the second effect of making everything except really heavily armed helicopters pretty much useless for traveling, because if you... I mean, it's faster just to go over tracks of land like this than to hop into a car or a boat, so I don't know why you would ever use them. And it's basically the Saints Row 4 effect. They made the superpowers so fun to traverse with in that game that you never needed to get into a car properly unless you were carrying along someone else. And that was always the most disappointing part about it. Thankfully, you do have the ability to quick travel. I just need to find somewhere that's actually relatively close. That should do the trick, right? Yep. So I can get on the map and use one of my pilots to fast travel. So I am starting in the sky, relatively close to where I need to be, so we're going to go straight there. And the... Yep, that's the way I need to go. Planning to rig Puerto Tulo to explode. Cool.
See, I'll let you know when I'm in the area.
Yeah, it's the same problem with Saints Row 4, where you just have more fun traversing with everything else. And the only reason you would spawn in like a heavily armed helicopter is because you wanted to blow some stuff up on the way. But even then, this game has a little bit of a problem with blowing stuff up. And it's not actually performance related, but... Yeah.
How do I find these bombs?
How do I find these bombs? A transmitter! Great, as in every single mission in this game. So, there are a lot of missions in this game, and a lot of them have basically turned into... Go to this place and use this console. Or defend someone that's using this console. Or stick around this console for a minute or so while we slowly send in waves of enemies at you. The mission design in this game is honestly not great. Okay, submerging the vehicles. That's actually a somewhat clever mission objective, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to do this like 8 freaking times, aren't I? Yeah, there's like 10 cars around here. This is gonna be fun. Where'd it go? Oh, it's down there. Cool.
That hurt.
There are probably other ways to do this, and I can't even get into it now. Great, so I might as well show off how tethering works, because no reason not to at this point. So, you can carry along 3 different sets of tethers, and these tethers can do different things depending on how you set them up. How did I send that thing flying so far? Right, you go to that. Nope, never mind. Also, ghost town my ass. There's a dude right there. There we go. Wait. That didn't even count? That's a bug. Oh dear. And I've only got a couple of minutes left. This is going to end very badly. Alright. So the tether I have on right now is actually a automatic tether, but Wait, seriously? God, it doesn't even work here. That's bizarre. Alright. Hit the reverse. Jump out. Hit the reverse. Jump out. Wow, I'm doing really badly at this. One thing I want to point out, which is a big thing about Just Cause, these days at least, is that a lot of this doesn't really involve destroying much. It's honestly quite annoying just how many missions there are in this game that don't actually involve destroying anything. Most of the missions I've played are kind of ridiculous on this front. Because it's either, as I said before, it's either missions like this where you're doing weird things in a base that don't involve blowing stuff up, whether it be slowly defending a area from waves of enemies, or just trying to get through an area as fast as possible by... You've got like... They give you like 4 or 5 things. Like, They give you 4 or 5 things. Which is... little terminals you have to go and turn on. And when you activate them... You have to activate them all within like 3 minutes. What the hell was that about? You have to activate them all within 3 minutes, and if you don't... you just lose, more or less. So you have to be going through this area while people are trying to blow the shit out of you, and if you don't make it, well, that's pretty much that. There are very few missions where you actually have to go around blowing stuff up. Now, for those of you who haven't played Just Cause before, if this is your first exposure to Just Cause, the thing about this is that in the original games, especially the second one's my favorite in the entire series, as I said before. In the... God damn it. Oh, never mind. Blew that one half to shit and the diamond's gone, so... Those two over there. Yeah, we'll go over there and grab them. I'm not going to make this. I am absolutely not going to make this. The thing about the original Just Cause games is that there are lots of red objects just laying around that they need you to destroy. And if you don't, well, usually they would be the way you get things like weapon upgrades and just other sorts of things like that, right? But in this game, next to none of the objectives actually revolve around destroying something. It's either killing dudes or just protecting something from waves of killing dudes. There's no actual sort of... You know, I almost had it. But we're going to give up on this mission because there's no point. It's either waves of killing dudes or protecting something from waves of killing dudes. There's not much in the way of actual destruction. And there's many different reasons for this. Yeah, we're going to give up. Harbor destroyed. We didn't even get to watch it explode. Like, think about that for a minute. Yep, so you've got all these red objects here, right? And all these red objects can be blown up. And the explosions are usually marvelous. I will give them credit. These explosions are often amazing. The one thing about Avalanche is that they know how to make shit blow up in a really satisfying way. And that is some really good looking explosion effects. Too bad you don't see them that often. There's multiple reasons for this, as I said before. None of the game's objectives usually revolve around blowing stuff up like this. But there is a secondary reason, and one that is way more subtle and sinister to me personally. Now, we need to go find something else to do. So, I need to go and... Yeah, I think this'll do. Dish destruction. We'll go and do this mission, because it's actually a good way to demonstrate. But, I will go ahead and just tell you right now what the issue is. And the issue is that... in this game... the only time where it's actually worth blowing something up is when you're actually being engaged by dudes. Now, in the previous games, this didn't matter one bit, because often you'd complete an area by blowing the crap out of everything. You didn't have to worry about the dudes on the ground, because the dudes on the ground were often just pants on head retarded and stupid. However, in this game, they've put way more emphasis on actually fighting people. I believe this is also a thing in Just Cause 3, but in Just Cause 4 it sticks out like a sore thumb. And when fighting people in this game isn't great because the AI is dumb as rocks, dumb as nails, any sort of thing you can say about that. So, actually fighting dudes isn't that interesting, and they've made it the main thing that you have to do in this game. So let's do this training mission. It's not really a training mission per se, you're training recruits. So, right, we're actually flying a helicopter. Please tell me the helicopter actually has guns on it. Thank God. Alright. Helicopters in this... Oh no, it's... Oh no, no, seriously? It's one of the ones where it drops out the back. Oh, that's dumb.
Calm down, Nino. Focus on the mission. Be excited.
That is legit dumb. Asking me to destroy something and don't even give me something to destroy it with. That is just stupid. But anyway, there's the weather research outpost. So, I'm assuming they're going to want me to land.
The dish, Rico. Take out the dish.
Okay, how do I take out the dish without getting out of the... Never mind. I assume they've got rocket launchers. Alright, where's the next one? Yeah, it's over this way. Great. So I don't even get to blow anything up. It's all these guys. Not what I was expecting, in all honesty. I was expecting to actually have to get out and do this on foot. But anyway. Okay, destroy the radar dish. Gentlemen, thank you.
Hard to believe they're using these
the next
stations
one?
right under our nose.
It's over there. Cool.
Rooting out all the black hand and
So-
is gonna take a while.
In this game, you gain chaos by destroying things, and this chaos is used to get your squads, which will let you move across more of the map, unlock more missions, yada 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 yada. However, there is no easy way to earn chaos. For whatever reason, they've made it so that unless you're in combat like this, see how it says 2 times there now? What do I do here? Seriously, what am I supposed to do here?
Did you see that dish explode?
I can't fight back. Do they expect me to hop out and hop on the bottom of the thing and just... I have no idea. That is bizarre. Anyway. Since you get 2 times chaos whenever you're actually fighting dudes, it means that you want to save your things like your destruction of things, like this thing here, for when you are actually fighting dudes. Because getting 2 times the chaos in this game... Chaos is actually really slow, and also flying these helicopters is a pain because the camera has this annoying tendency to fly all over the place. Nevertheless, the game, it's just... It just makes it less profitable to destroy stuff whenever you want to, and instead requires you to actually be fighting people along the way. And it's dumb. It's dumb as hell, and I don't know why they've done it like this, because it restricts you to only destroying stuff when you're actually fighting dudes, and fighting dudes is going to be the most important thing, because they haven't made the people here actually that good, the soldiers or anything. They've just made them do more damage than normal. So they just make them hurt a bit, which is actually quite bizarre. Secure the Delta Rio Runway region, which is that one. But of course I don't have the squads yet because you earn chaos really slowly in this game for some reason. See, you can't just go to an area like in the previous Just Cause games and blow shit up. I mean, you can, but it's not worth the time unless you're actively fighting dudes along at the same time. And even then, you don't get a bonus in this game for destroying stuff in the same way that you did in the previous game. So it's not like in Just Cause 3, where you actually earn completionist points for blowing everything up. No, you're just coming along to just try and blow stuff up and fight dudes at the same time. Like so. Might as well show off a little bit of combat now, because the game's not going to give me a bloody mission where I do it. So yeah. You come along and you fight dudes, and then you just have to basically just make an effort to turn and blow stuff up along the way. And as you can see, it's already worn off, so it doesn't even stick around for too long, so I don't get the 2x chaos bonus, which is bizarre. This also brings up another problem with the game, which is the game's weaponry. Now, for the most part, it's pretty basic stuff, so it's mainly just things along the lines of machine guns, shotguns, assault rifles. You do get a couple of other things. Like, you do get, you get a lightning gun is the first thing I can think of. But the thing about the lightning gun is that it's not actually that good of a gun. It's just basically just an assault rifle that has 100% accuracy. And it'll kill something like drones faster than... You know what, fuck it, let's drop something in. Obviously, I'm not going to find a bloody helicopter just looking around. So, let's drop something in that can actually kill something. So... If I go over to my supply drop thing here, I can choose things to drop in, but here's the thing. They haven't changed the thing from Just Cause 3 yet where you can only... they haven't changed this thing here where you can drop in more than one thing at once. So, you have to select a different item for each dude, and then you have to drop them all in. So yeah, we'll drop in the lightning gun, the defender machine gun, and we don't want to drop in the utility heli because it's kind of worthless. Do I have anything here that's actually worth the time? Fellhawk jet fighter. We'll remember that. Weaponized Vagabond. Okay, so now we have to drop all three of these in at the same time. Which isn't... Wrong button. Which is an absolute waste of time. Okay, so yeah, you can quick drop here. And you... Buttons. The control scheme is actually okay, it's just kind of annoying sometimes. So now we have to wait for all three of these things to drop in, so... Cool. Wait for that. There's the weapon crate. So this will be the lightning gun. Hold X to swap to that. And then... Man, that all could have been so much faster. I remember one of the first mods that came out in Just Cause 3 was to make the things like that faster. But, yeah, not this time apparently. So let's just drive around and shoot some stuff. There we go. So yeah, that's the weird thing about... The weird thing is that in the previous games, they made destruction one of the most important things you could do. In this game, it feels like an afterthought. Because even in games like Just Cause 3, you could drive around and destroy anything you damn well desired and it will actually help you. In this game, unless you're doing it while you're fighting dudes, it hinders you because you don't get as much chaos for it. And chaos accumulates really slowly. Like, it is so massively slow to actually accumulate that it... Well, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think my engine was on fire, but there you go. And we're all the way back here, which means I have to actually make an effort to get back in. This is also doubled by the weaponry. Now, here's the thing about weapons in Just Cause 2 and 3, or at least 2. Just Cause 2 did this properly. You had the weapon upgrades lying around, and you could carry a ton of ammo for each weapon. So, if you wanted to just go around and shoot shit, you had more than enough ammo and just interesting ways to do it because you can carry around more than 2 weapons. In this game, you can only carry around 2 weapons, and their ammo stock is massively depleted. So you end up in this annoying position where you barely have enough ammo to take out dudes, and shoot all the things at the same time because you just run out of ammo too quick. So you end up needing to take weapons from either dead dudes or weapon crates. And sometimes, like in areas like this, they just don't even spawn them. So you just end up in this annoying position where you have to call in a bunch of gadgets to help you out. Now, they did add one thing which you would think would be a positive in this game, which is giving weapons alternative fire modes. So you don't even have a use for things like RPGs, mainly because most of the stuff in this game doesn't need it. Like, you don't need it anymore because most of the stuff in this game will get destroyed in a couple of shots. But at the same time, your ammo will run out quick if you're destroying everything with your regular guns. I'll wingsuit over here to make it a little bit faster. The thing is about the alternative fire modes is that they're also limited on the ammo. And it also means that, again, considering that you have to swap out your main ammo so often, it means that you can't get yourself a favorite weapon without having to constantly, like, supply drop in new weaponry. And you don't ever get any upgrades for any of this stuff either. So there's no, like, giving yourself more ammo, making the weapons stronger, maybe carrying around, like, more than one of the same weapon, you know? Just something to make this shit interesting. But no, what you see is what you get. And seriously, this lightning gun looks cool and it sounds cool, but you get next to no ammo for it. Like, I'm almost out of ammo for both my weapons already for the stuff I supply dropped in. This is like a minute worth of destruction. So either I get to summon in some more stuff, or... Whoop, that helicopter just got taken out of the sky by a random lightning bolt. But yeah, look at how much chaos I've got. I've got like a sixth of my bar, maybe closer to a fourth or even a third, but still, it accumulates so slowly. And there are a bunch of other things going around too. Like, there are a bunch of other kinds of side missions. Like, we've got a side mission down here. I think that's a story mission, actually. If I drop in, we'll see what this is. I think it's locked, though. Yeah, it's locked. Right. So, there are a bunch of other missions you can do. There are stunt missions. There are tons of them. Like, if we zoom in, there are... Like, hang on, if I use the RB to show you all these missions here, look at that. There are 400 something stunt missions in this game. Actually, I'm going to demonstrate one of them because I kind of need to just make my point. So, wingsuit through all the rings in less than 12 seconds, and there's the ring up there. So, we'll just go and actually try and demonstrate this. It's gonna kill me. Nope, I just barely got my wingsuit out. These will actually give me some updraft, so I can use these to get higher in the sky. Or at least I thought that was the case. Ow. Right. Going to the balloons. Go to the balloons. Go to the balloons. Use them to hover my way up. And then once we're at the right height, pop out of the parachute, go into the wingsuit, and dive through these. Well, I missed that one, but you get the fucking idea. God damn it. So once you do that, that's the orange side missions. And you have your orange side missions, and your yellow side missions, and your green side missions. Now, I haven't done many of the green side missions, but I watched a couple on Twitch, and they were absolutely boring as sin. So I didn't even bother doing them this time. But... So, here's the thing. Those missions earn you mods for your grappling. So, you already saw the retractor, right? We'll use the retractor as the point. So, you can get, if you level them up enough, you can unlock these different mods, which will let you change the properties. So, the one I have example is Power Yank, which will determine how far they'll get yanked when I attach a retractor to them. And then you can also edit these to be automatic. So say if automatic tap or hold. So say if I wanted to change this so that it didn't spawn an airlifter until I actually pressed the button, I could do that. And I could make it do a booster if I hold the button. So that's actually a pretty neat system. The problem is most of it's useless. Like there is, the majority of the game doesn't actually have you using this stuff because of the idea that most enemies in this game are actually pretty dangerous. You do want to... Most enemies in this game are pretty dangerous. You do want to be shooting them, because... let me demonstrate. So here's a vehicle, right? I have to wait for it to get close to me. I have to hold that. I have to let go like that. Now, that's just one example, right? If I wanted to use, like, the airlifter to lift them out, I could. But the thing is, the airlifter takes time to inflate. And if it takes time to inflate, that means the more efficient way to kill dudes is just shooting them. There are a couple of little weird objectives that you might need to use it for. Like, the one I can think of is a stunt mission. And there are 100-something stunt missions for a game where you barely use any vehicles that give you more rewards than going around and blowing up random shit, i.e. the thing that Just Cause was made popular by in the first place. What the fuck, guys? But if you... yeah, unless you talk about, like, little weird things like that, the majority of the game is actually a disadvantage to using the tether for anything more than just really quick shit, like throwing shit out of the way. That's the majority of the problem. It's useless for anything other than just random fucking around, and that is disappointing, because in Just Cause 2, the grappler was limited. It could be retracted, and it could do something along the lines of, you could retract it, and you only had one. In this game, you've got 10, you've got all these tools to play around with, and it's still more effective to just shoot dudes. So let's play a side mission. Drive the stunt car. Brilliant. Still no blowing shit up.
Black Hands got their hands on our stunt buggy. Calling it evidence. That's no problem, is it?
At least this time I'm actually being chased by dudes, so there's at least,
A little girl is sick somewhere in the rainforest. Our hero, Rico Rodriguez, has obtained a flower that only...
yeah, at least I'm being shot up by dudes, so it's not easy. By the way, you can drive-by shoot in this game, but you have to use the RB button to do it, and it only works in certain vehicles. I'm not entirely sure why. It's weird how very few vehicles you can actually drive through, or whatever. Yeah, just driving. This game has a lot of driving, again, for something that you'll barely want to be doing, mainly because of, shut up my nose. Again, mainly because of stuff that you don't want to be doing, because it's faster just to wingsuit and parachute everywhere, or just fast travel. What's the next one? Can't actually see it because of the camera. There it is. Fair enough. Apparently I'm not even getting chased by the Black Hand anymore, so this is just a stun course. Great. End of that bridge by the looks of it? Random fucking rock. So yeah, it just... I guess what I'm trying to say is, the main problem I have with this game is that there's nowhere near enough blowing shit up. Not even close. Just going around and finding shit to destroy isn't something you can really do in this game anymore, because it doesn't bring you any extra benefit, and you might as well be doing it while you're fighting dudes on a mission. That's the only real reason I would think to just go around and blow shit up. The frontline system is actually a really cool idea, but in this game it just feels like it's completely inconsequential to everything. You can go to the front line and just shoot dudes, but unless you've got the squads to move into an area that you get by arbitrarily blowing a certain amount of stuff up, it's just not going to actually help you out in any sense of the word. All the stuff that you can do outside of it that isn't blowing shit up, like these weird stunt courses, wingsuit courses, putting vehicles through specific holes, or just like little rings in the terrain, there's just no point to it, because all it does is unlock the mods for your grapple, which again is almost completely useless in the first place, so it all feels really inconsequential. And again, there's not enough blowing shit up. It's all just... it's just weird, like, they've lost the soul of Just Cause. Like, Just Cause 2 was a game about blowing everything up. Every mission was going to have you blowing something up somehow, or at least it would put you somewhere where realistically blowing something up just by looking at it and just giving an idle flick of the wrist was entirely worth the time. In this game, they have literally made it so that unless you're actively killing dudes alongside the whole, unless you're actively just killing dudes alongside the whole blowing shit up, it's not actually doing you any favors. It's just... God damn it. It's just unbelievable how little there is of actually blowing crap up in this game.
We got miniatures, we'll pick
So
up
let's
the
do
rest.
that.
And
Again,
hey,
let's just
we're
go
later
and
to
blow
show you
some
the action
crap
I got.
up.
Tie-ins, kids will love it.
And apparently wouldn't even let me in the helicopter. Fine. I'll use what little ammunition I have left to blow us both to Kingdom Come. Well, that works, I suppose. And where am I exactly? I'm back in the town I passed through. Fair enough, I suppose. At least it gave me full ammo for everything. It's a bit weird the fastest way to get all your ammo back is to just die. You know what? Let's spawn a fucking jet, take off, and go and fly somewhere. Go and do something. What even is there to do? I mean, I could go and do a side mission or two, but again, it wouldn't really help me. Take the trainees and end their operation. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go do that, and we'll fly a jet.
Son of a...
So I need to actually call it in. So supply drops. Okay. Editor's loadout. Give me that jet that I unlocked earlier. And look at that. The only way you can call in half these cars is by doing the stunts, but you don't even really need half this shit anyway, so yeah. There's the utility heli. Where's the jet? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. And I want this, and I want it... rotate counterclockwise. Yeah, I want it on this side of the road. Drop it in like that. I was gonna say I'll just stand here and make sure they... You little shits. Get off the damn road. Right. My jet. Oh no. Oh no. No. Let me out. Let me out. Please let me out. There we go. Give me my jet. There's just... I buy a Just Cause game to blow shit up, and I feel like I'm being actively detracted from blowing shit up in Just Cause 4. And that is insulting to me in pretty much every sense imaginable. And it's absolutely bizarre. What else is there to talk about? We've been through Supply Shit Up. I never understood why feats are a thing. It just seems weird because there's a bunch of this stuff that you can only get. Like, longest spent driving above 180 kilometers an hour. Farthest decision casted, blah, 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 you get the idea. A lot of that stuff you have to rely on the physics engine to cooperate to actually make work, so it's, you know, kind of dumb that it's there. The story is, you know, Rico turns up to a place, there's some weird shit going on, and you generally have a reason to want to kill the bad guy. That's pretty much it. The whole army thing is a bit weird because it kind of comes out of nowhere. It starts with like 3 different people, and then it just literally the next cutscene you have a full-on army of like 100 dudes with a bloody front going on against Solace. It's really bizarre. All right, give me the chopper run, and please tell me that I actually get to blow something up this time. We'll see. Yeah, I get a weapon crate apparently. Take the sniper rifle. Really? Oh, hang from the helicopter. Oh, that helicopter. Okay, that's actually relatively original. Although, again, it's mainly going to be just shooting dudes. Not blowing stuff up, just shooting dudes with a sniper rifle. Admittedly, the sniper rifle has one of the coolest secondary weapons. It's literally an underslung rocket launcher. But again, next to no ammo, you'll probably be out in no time. At least in this game you get... absolute maximum ammo. Alright, so where are the dudes I need to kill? I can't see them from here. There they are. Okay. As I said, shooting in this game is... The shooting is okay, but again, since you have such low ammo, there's no way to really get a favorite weapon out of the whole deal. And it makes it so that you have to constantly be swapping weapons, and considering that most of the weapons there isn't as many weapons in this game as you might like, and it's just and a lot of them are just really basic, so they're not that enjoyable. Oh, hang on, there's one up there, is there? No, apparently not. Okay. Right, shielded dudes, they need to be on the foot. Use a charge shot, which is just a rocket launcher. I still managed to miss that, that's impressive. Your health regenerates really fast, and there are some things with some of the enemies, like, there are a couple of enemies that are really fucking annoying to deal with, because they'll knock you flat on your ass, and then they'll constantly stun lock you, so that once you get knocked on your ass once from like a grenade you were just barely out of range of, it will more or less just kill you, because you can't get back up while you're being damaged, and it's just dumb. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, it's really frustrating. God, in Just Cause... Even in Just Cause 3, there would be a bunch of shit I could just blow up on the side, but in this game, it's just nothing. It's honestly just massively disappointing. Why can I not fire this rocket? Thank you. It didn't even blow it up. Come on. And I'm dead. There's been a couple of missions like this. A lot of the missions are really damn repetitive, too. There's a lot of playing the same kind of mission over and over again. It's just, it's not worth the effort. A lot of this game really isn't worth the effort. I don't even know what there is to do. I can't travel around and blow random shit up because I can't even see like little things on the map that would tell me where there's shit to blow up. I can't be bothered doing any of the missions they have available because most of them are boring. The fact that there's like 500 fucking stunt challenges for shit that you barely even use in the game in that sort of way. I mean, sure, the wingsuit ones make sense, and it's kind of neat that they're so short, but again, since all those missions, all they really do for you is earn you extra mods, just makes them feel kind of worthless, and it's just also bloody inconsequential. I'm playing a Just Cause game where I'm not destroying crap constantly, and it's honestly really upsetting. I'm only like 4 hours in at this point, and I find myself not wanting to play anymore. Even with Just Cause 3, it lasted longer than that. Like, what the fuck? So let's summarize. You're actively discouraged from blowing shit up. All the side missions you can do are repetitive, annoying, and honestly kind of pointless because, other than for like unlocking side missions, which again are also pointless, mainly because you don't have any reason to actually do them because the upgrades you unlock are really unsatisfying. The weapons aren't particularly great because the ammo runs out really quick and you can't really find a favorite. The amount of weird, pointless challenges is just way too high. And there's just a bunch of other things that are weird about it that just don't make it feel like Just Cause. It feels worse than Just Cause 3. I don't even know how you can do that. Just Cause 3 sucked, but not this bad. Alright, so what's the mission here I have to do? It said I have to find, expose, and destroy turbines. At least that'll earn me a decent amount of chaos, and we can use this to round out the video. Alright, so... what are we doing?
The floodgates have been sealed shut since El Abismo. They're storing up the water, holding back a lot of energy.
Well, we can steal that helicopter right away, which will be a good thing. If I can get in range of it, fuck me.
Whatever the reason, if they want the floodgates closed...
Also, yeah, there's boats. And
at the center of the reservoir.
You can drive them around, and they're not actually that useful because they'll get the shit shot out of them by 3 sets of enemies at the same time. Take the elevator to the power station. Where's the elevator? It's over... oh. It's right there. Okay. Man, remember Just Cause 2 where you could barely walk into the boundary of a place and not immediately get spotted and shot from like 4 different directions? And in this game you have to land right in front of the dude for them to even notice you. doing? Why am I killing these dudes? I should be blowing shit up. No, never mind. I got knocked off my feet by a random explosion, and I was actually pretty lucky to just not be instantly destroyed there, right? Use the... hack the console to unlock the... Oh, great. There is also extreme weather in this game, but for the 4 hours I've been playing, I've discovered it once, and that was on a story mission. So, actually, I haven't actually run into a tornado yet, but at this point, I don't think a tornado could convince me that this game isn't a pile of garbage. There is some fun to be had here, but all the irrelevant shit that they make you do that isn't blowing stuff up Just Cause style is just...
You're plugged in, easy.
It's just the worst.
Listo. Elevators open.
All it makes me want to do is go and play Just Cause 2 again. For like the 5th time. Because Just Cause 2 is still the best game. That game still has problems, but compared to this... Like, I should be doing this all the time. I should be wandering into areas, destroying them with absolutely everything I can muster, and not giving a shit. But the fact that this game puts in so much random crap that's not related to blowing shit up at all just makes it feel like a gigantic waste of money, budget, and time. Why am I not doing this all the time? This is fun. This is Earth Defense Force style carnage and chaos. I should be doing this every second I'm playing Just Cause 3. You've got this gigantic map that you could have easily have put hundreds of little outposts with tiny little things to destroy that would have given you neat little things like, you know, weapon upgrades, and maybe even make the, like, upgrades for your different grapple mods, at least links to them. That would have been more interesting. But they just lost the soul. The soul of Just Cause has been sucked out of this game somewhere. Apparently this game was being made before Just Cause 3 was even released. Like, they were well into production on this before Just Cause 3 even came out. And somehow, they didn't get the memo that Just Cause 3 sucked. Because it wasn't Just Cause. Or at least it was very far away from the Just Cause we all remember. Also, I never understood this. Why doesn't the helicopter just, like, hang there? That's not actually my helicopter. Why doesn't the actual helicopter that I just hang there idle for me to come back to it later on? I don't understand. Why am I doing this? Why don't I just use a grenade launcher? I don't know.
If we take out the generators down there, the turbines locking the floodgates shut will be vulnerable.
Can't see the enemy. Go ahead, exert.
Let me guess, I have to... Oh, no, I don't actually have to wait for this one. That's interesting. I would have sworn that they would have actually made me just, wait for that to be hacked while sending endless amounts of dudes down at me. Alright, whatever, I'll blow it up. Oh, right. Automated... No? Oh yeah, there it is. Bloody automated turrets that don't go off until you've actually made an attempt to destroy something. God, I hate those things. Isn't this how you're supposed to open them? I could have sworn that was how you open them. Apparently not. Are there any weapon crates around here? Yeah, there's one in there. Wow, the automated turret's the only thing actually, like, trying to kill me at this point. Let me guess, this is a single shot. Oh, no, it's an actual shotty. Okay, fair enough. What? Isn't this how you're supposed to kill them? Or... Also, game's brightness levels, bit shit. I could have sworn you were supposed to pull them off the things, and even an RPG isn't doing much damage. In this game, that's a bad sign. And yes, a shotgun that ricochets bullets. This is the first time I've actually seen this gun. Come on, I could have sworn that was what you were supposed to do. How do I blow these up? How often does you play a Just Cause game where it's more complicated than just blow this shit up? Alright. Also, apparently I can't aim with these. Also, using the tethers in this game feels kind of sluggish. What do I do? Like, I've tried pulling the doors off. Come on. Maybe I have to swap the one that's not auto. That's bizarre. Like, come on. I have these, like, I have these automatically set to retract, right? Like, that is absolutely what I have it set as. So that it would be pulled off its thing, but the only way I was able to actually get it off was by using ones that lifted it away for some reason. That's just dumb. That is legitimately dumb and I hate it. What's the point? There is no point to it as far as I can tell. Note, that's the only thing you actually have to destroy in the entire mission by the looks of it. Oh, except, oh yeah, it's gonna continue.
Once the last turbine is gone, we can open the floodgates.
Alright, I actually have to go and destroy the turbines. There's drones. Oh no, there's a... Well, don't let me interrupt. Why? Ow. Why was that a thing? That's a winch copter, not worth the effort. That was a weird effect under that box there. Whoops. Should get back to the surface. Alright, it's these bloody turbine things. I hate trying to destroy these because they're such a pain in the ass. Right, so I have to, if I remember correctly, I actually have to pull it off like that, then. Alright, because I got boosters attached to this, so the bloody boosters are going to knock them back in every single time, so I have to go and disable them. There we go. Now let's destroy this bloody turbine. This is the first bloody gun that's actually giving me a decent amount of ammo. That's actually a surprise. And of course they all drop guns like this, and that also means they also drop the ammo. But still, if you like a particular weapon in this game, even though most of them are generally unoriginal.
One of the turbines is
One of the turbines is locked behind a blast door.
Try looking for another way in. Maybe underwater.
Underwater? Seriously? Yep, there's our way in. How? Oh yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense that you're here, honestly. Blow everything up while I'm being engaged from behind me, because again, chaos. Guess we'll use more than one tether. Swap the RPG just to make this a little bit quicker. God damn it. Normally I'd be laughing at that, but this game is just so frustrating that I find it hard to laugh at that. Alright, is it going to make me leave through the underwater passage again? one. Sure, why not? The SMG is probably my favorite weapon in the game, but at the same time, it's so bloody weak. Like, it's actually kind of impressive just how weak this thing is. Also, they actually do cool shit with things like the airlifter. You need to hold it for a second so that you don't go flying towards it. It's a little weird. But in this game, everything is a little weird. Let's get that out. Use the charge shot. The charge shot for the SMG in this game is really powerful. It's actually more powerful than the bloody grenade launcher because you can be so precise with it. I should probably just blow something up. Just land in the area. Get some free chaos. There we go, we're going up to Chaos level 6. There we go. Now I can demonstrate how that works once I've gone and destroyed the last turbine, which is over there. Is this another one of the underwater ones, is it? Oh yeah, the thing there is an AR scan. It points out things like weapon crates, so if you need ammo, which I actually really do at this point, it'll point out yeah, there we go. There's a weapon crate. I can just nick some stuff from that. Alright, what you got? You got grenade launcher. I'll take that. Admittedly, the grenade launcher in this game is pretty good, mainly because of its secondary functionality, which I will demonstrate shortly once I can get out of the way to get a grenade. So. Yeah, the secondary function of the grenade is actually pretty cool because it fires off all the grenades it has in one shot. So it costs a fair amount of ammo, but you can absolutely wipe the floor with anything that comes at you with that. Most powerful thing in the game, more or less. I'll boost off you, go into wingsuit mode, and use that to get out of the way. I just barely scraped the pole, but it was enough to knock me off course anyway, because of course it was. Hi.
Here we go.
Yeah, let that river flow. The Black Hand can't do shit with this dam now.
Oh, it didn't even change the landscape. Like, imagine if they just, like, flooded a bunch of shit here. That would have been cool. So yeah, now that we've actually got a squad that we can advance, we can go to the map. And if we come up here and select this, yeah, that's pretty much it. It isn't even that impressive. It does make your supply drops come a little faster and give you some cool stuff to play around with sometimes, but yeah, I've had enough. I hate Just Cause 4. Wow, I didn't even... Well, yeah, that's exit. I meant to exit to the main menu. I hate Just Cause 4. I think it's just... It's lost the soul of everything that makes Just Cause, and has instead replaced it with a mediocre smorgasbord of boring activities. And I can't stand it. I need to go and install Just Cause 2 and play that again just to remind myself what a good Just Cause game is like, because this is almost a sin to the name of Just Cause. How far this series has fallen in just 2 entries. But there you go. I feel bad for having spent Player Age's money on this one. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.